Hello. All right. I believe I have fixed my loud microphone issues. This should sound a lot better, guys. I want to introduce my buddy Angel. He is here, and say what's up, Angel.
What's up, everybody?
And he is one of my best buds, and this is the kind of bud he is. Okay, this is the kind of bud I call when I'm fighting with my girl, or like I'm like, dude, you know what? He's like, what's up, man? What you doing? I'm like, dude, I'm so pissed off right now. He's like, dude, you know what? I can tell you need to come pick me up right now. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, just come pick me up first, and we need to get some food. That's the kind of bud he is. Like, he's always trying to like get me out of my stuff. So I decided to stick around this guy. He's a good guy. He's going to be here commentating and reacting and giving his stories too sometimes, because he's got a bunch of good ones. We'll start it off with one of his. He called me over today. He's asking about a business venture. We'll call it a business venture, okay? Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is a business venture. I work at Stater Brothers currently.
Cool.
And I was approached by an offer that I couldn't possibly refuse because I was going to get promoted from one of my jobs at Stater Brothers, where, specifically making a certain amount of hour. And the other job that actually wanted to reach out to me was actually Chuck E. Cheese. That's why he actually brought up Chuck E. Cheese as the other job that I was interested in going back to.
Side note real quick. He's not the rat. He's not going back as the rat, okay? I mean, he was the rat. When he used to work at Chuck E. Cheese, he used to dress up like the rat. No joke. But he's not going back as the rat, okay? I told him, I'm like, they have you go back as the rat, dude. You better be like, hell no, I'm drawing a line in the sand.
Definitely drawing the line in the sand, as he said. But yeah, there's honestly no better way how I can describe, my situation or our situation going on, because, it's just, you're just trying to figure out your head and see where you're at and where you want to be. John, can you take over for a second, please?
Stick the rat in the back. That's what I say. Don't even go back. Because if anything, look for another one while you're doing your thing at your current job. That's what I would do. That's my advice. If you guys got other advice for him, freaking comment on it. Let him know. We're not that old. By the way, Angel's 25?
Yeah, correct.
I'm 35. We got a decade apart. I'm hoping bringing him in will touch the other end of the fan base, because I know there's people that are going to be like, shut up, like, what you saying, man? You're not going to relate, you're just not going to relate. And I'm hoping Angel will be there, because a lot of times we don't agree on stuff, but we're still best buds, and we still talk a lot, and we talk about it, and we feed off each other, and we learn from each other. One thing I learned this past 2 days that I was 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Hope you had a great 4th of July. I was with my girlfriend in LA watching the fireworks from like every freaking angle. Any degree you turn your head and there's fireworks going off like crazy. Mortars, and it's just like insane over there. But we were hanging out in our balcony, and I was just like, I was messaging Lyft, because Lyft is like, I used to work for them, and all of a sudden I returned my car because it was messing up the hybrid system. I was running a hybrid from them. $400 a week in California. That's how much it cost me to get a hybrid with unlimited miles. And yes, I did say a week. That's a week. And that includes insurance and 24-hour roadside assistance and unlimited miles. So put that all together, I was still getting ripped off. But it was working for me, and so I just kept doing it. I hate going to the mechanic, so it minus that out of my life, and I was happy. I was like, woohoo. So I texted them. I'm like, what's going on? It says I can't rent with you guys anymore. Like, I was told I can just once I go home, I just schedule a new appointment, because you guys were out of cars when I returned my other one. And they tell me they can't tell me, and I'm like, why can't you tell me? And they're like, it doesn't say on our end. I'm like, how can it not say you are Lyft? You guys are Lyft. Like, how can you not tell me? You're like, Well, I'm sorry it turned out this way, sir, but I'm like, well, hold on. Can you tell your superiors to, like, is there a superior that can help me? Because, I mean, you have a customer who's paying $400 a week. I returned my car on a Saturday. I got charged till Monday. You guys, that's a $150 difference. I got charged. Plus $250 to clean the car because when it broke, I didn't have time to like take it to the wash. It broke, so it wasn't going anywhere. So I had to have it towed. And I understand that you guys had to clean it, so I got charged $250 for that and a scratch supposedly that was on the front. And I was fine. I paid it right away. Boom. So why would you treat somebody who's pays their, I paid my debt to you guys right away. It wasn't even a debt. It was just a charge. And I paid my weekly balance, which is like inflated the hell out of to me. And why would you like not help me get back in another car so you guys can start making money for me? Like, what's going on here? He's like, well, let me talk. Let me talk to my group, my team. I'm like, okay. Talk to the squad and see what's going down. And of course, he comes back and he's like, I'm sorry, they couldn't help. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to Uber. You guys can, If you guys didn't know what I was doing the,
Crotch chop.
By, who created the?
Degeneration X.
Degeneration X. Yeah, I'm not a big wrestling fan, but that's one thing I got from the whole wrestling wave of popularism that went through when I was in middle school was the little chop crotch thing.
He brought in the whole wrestling thing. We want this to be a fun podcast for everybody to listen to. We want to talk about a little bit of everything. Wrestling.
We're not going to wrestle.
Yeah, we're not going to wrestle. Wrestling, space, jobs, any little knickknacks that you could probably think of. Snacks, food, things we eat. Obviously, everybody's got to eat something good.
Angel loves food.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, there's snacks all over right now. There's, no, I'm just kidding. There's actually no food in his room. He's like a clean freak. He's like Mr. Clean with hair. Like, yeah. Yeah, we were watching a movie. Matter of fact, I want opinions right here, okay? Because I'm a little irritated with him right now. I brought a movie over, and it's epic. I'm telling him it's epic. By the way, he has made me watch the lamest movies. Last time he made me watch Sonic, and I almost watched the whole thing before I blacked out of boredom. But he woke me up. He was like, John, let's get back into it, and I put myself through it. And then I bring over this movie, and he's cleaning his room for like an hour. We're into it. I'm like, oh, dude, watch this part. He looks over and then he looks back at like a fly on the wall or something. And he's just like, I'm like, really? I gave all that attention to Sonic and this is what I get back. And it's cleaning his room. I mean, I understand. I like to keep my room clean too. But the room was clean when I came in. I was like, the room is freaking clean. What are we doing here, my boy? He's just like, oh, I didn't say that. I was just thinking and relaying it with my looks to him. I'm like, hey, I'm looking at him like, and he doesn't get it. He's just like cleaning still, scrubbing his blanket or something. I'm like, the room's clean. I will put the blanket down. Plus, he has dogs too. That violent dogs. I'm just gonna add a side note right here. I've got bit twice. I've only been in his house like 4 times. We got a little black one and a little white one. We got both sides of the spectrum trying to take a chunk out of me while I'm leaving or just like leaving the room. Are bad dogs made? Or are they born? And what do you think about that? Is that kind of that's kind of rude, huh? You should give a little more attention to a movie. And you're probably asking, well, what movie is it? What movie is it? The Tomorrow War. You're telling me that movie itself doesn't require or demand the attention of at least 12-year-old. But we got a 25-year-old here. Can't even give me 3 minutes. He's like already facing off. And I think, my personal opinion, it's just because he didn't pick the movie out. And you can say what you want, try to defend yourself, but I know it's because you didn't pick the movie, and you're like, I'm not going to want to.
I actually, in a sense, did want to give it a chance. I was actually cleaning up my room, but, I feel like I'm going to just give this thing a second chance and maybe redo the whole thing over again, only because I was just so focused in cleaning than I was actually watching the movie. And I think that is definitely unfair to my friend that's sitting here right next to me, John. But I definitely...
See, now he's apologizing because of people, but he wouldn't normally. He'd be like, I am watching it.
Yeah. But, we're going to definitely have a lot of fun. A lot of stuff to talk about. And And, I'm sure things will also come up like that, come off of the top of our heads too, like little things that probably bug us, little irritation insight, little,
Let's talk about the meat department.
Oh,
Let's talk about the meat department at Stater Brothers trying to bully you into the meat department. See, Angel right now, he goes and collects carts, and he talks to people. He's what do you call your
I'm a
position?
box person. Bagging groceries for everybody.
He's a bagger.
Yeah.
So he be bagging. And the meat department tried to bully him, and, they're like, well, we need, the manager's like, well, we need help over there right now. We're just not. They're trying to give him a quarter raise. A quarter. In California. A quarter. Is it a quarter or 50 cents?
I think it was like 50 cents.
It's 50 cents.
Yeah.
And, it's like, what is that? Like, first of all, 50 cents at any job.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. My bad. That was my bad. So 50 cents at any job is like, it's not enough. And then, that was his mom, by the way. She was like, open this door. 50 cents at any job.
You didn't unlock the bathroom, dude.
That was my bad. That was my bad, too. I locked the bathroom when I went in there. I don't like getting walked in on. Especially because I have to go to the bathroom with the microscope and tweezers just to, get it out. I'm just kidding. So, back to the job thing. I'm like, the meat department's trying to give you 50 cents or 25 cents to go cut sausage all day. Like, don't take it, And he's like, nah, hell no, I didn't take it. So now they hate him every time he passes by. He doesn't say this, but I already know Captain Sausage is back there like, what the is his problem? He thinks he's too good to come back here. Just because they're shorthanded, nobody wants to work at the meat department. But, I don't know. Take it how you want. Anybody else work at the meat department? Anybody else work in the market or another store? Get in on this chat. I think we have... It says it's a chat option. I gotta figure out how to use this, though. Like, can people get in on it, or can they just, comment on it? That'd be interesting.
Very interesting. Nothing's coming up at the top of my head right now. I was just so focused on the door being locked that I had to go unlock it. And
what about the first episode where I tried to get a hold of you?
Oh, yeah.
And where were you? Give the people explanation for that.
Okay, so the first episode, when he was trying to reach over to me, I was actually out in Laverne. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Laverne, but my phone had died, and...
Likely story.
Yeah. My phone had died, and I actually had to come back home and charge it, so when I turned it on, I was actually listening to John's podcast on the first episode, and that's the reason why I wasn't able to join. He said he tried contacting me, and I didn't pick up, and that was solely the reason why. I mean, everybody has the issues of everybody, their phone dying and all that stuff.
Add insult to injury. Later on that night, I was, trying to reference something from the podcast, and he's like, it went right over his head, and I was like, wait, did you listen to the whole thing? He's like, no, because I went out, I was like, what? He's like, yeah, well, I backed out of the window, and then when I tried to go back, it made me listen to the whole thing over again. I was like, wow. I feel the support here. I totally feel the love and support from my boy. First of all, but at least he showed up for the second one, so we gotta give him props for that. He did show up, and we fixed the audio, which is a big plus, because I would have a hard time listening to myself with that audio more than once. It was just too much, and what happened was, I was actually using, my phone has a magnet on the back, so I magneted it to my speaker, and I had the fan on me, because it was hot as hell. And yeah, I was gravitating my face towards the speaker, which was not working out in my favor. It just came out really bad. But I'm hoping it sounds better this time, and next time we'll keep working to get it better. We'll try to get a microphone and whatnot.
Yeah. So this short podcast may come to a conclusion. Sponsored by, well, we don't have any commercials yet, so we're just going to say Gold Bond.
Gold Bond.
Gold Bond, just to be funny. Yeah.
But Gold Bond does work. If you have any chafing or irritation in the lower region, use Gold Bond for all those needs. Anyways, It was lovely talking to you guys, getting you up to date. Hope you had a great 4th of July. And as usual,